Now, storytelling is the oldest game in the world, but every story needs an audience, otherwise it's just words cast to the winds. And who better to catch those stories than a tribe? Tribes are the original story collectors, the keepers of wisdom, culture, and identity. Before cities, before nations, before the internet, human beings formed tribes, not just for survival, but for meaning. We crave connection, we crave belonging. We need people who get our stories and write their own alongside them. A tribe is more than a group of people. It's a living, breathing ecosystem of shared customs, values, and language. It's that feeling you get when you walk into a room and instantly recognize the vibe, the unspoken rules, the signal that says you are one of us. This feeling is as old as humanity. Our ancestors huddled around fires, telling stories to explain the stars, the hunt, the seasons. Stories that built trust and identity. Those stories weren't just entertainment, they were the glue holding tribes together. In today's world, tribes take many shapes. Some gather physically in the time-honored local tradition, clubs, neighborhoods, workplaces, and others go full 2.0 and connect digitally. Online forums, gaming communities, fandoms. Tribes form around hobbies, beliefs, professions, or causes. Your tribe might be your yoga class, your book club, your favorite band's fan base, or a shared political conviction. The internet exploded the tribal landscape, making it easier and sometimes harder amidst all the noise to find your people. You don't have to be geographically near. You just have to share the same story. But here's the catch. Tribalism isn't always positive. It's a double-edged sword. Tribes give us safety and identity, but they can also breed division and exclusion. Once you define us, you implicitly define them. And that line between insiders and outsiders can harden into walls, sometimes of prejudice, sometimes of conflict. Stories become not just a way to belong, but a way to other. The danger is when tribes stop sharing stories with each other and instead only echo their own truths. Echo chambers form and understanding phrase, which is why we not only welcome but encourage constructive dialogue here in 700 Days to Live. Debate, the encounter of different perspectives here, but above all, in a safe space. And if ever you see that expression as pandering to the snowflake generation, just go and check on any debate on Gaza, Trump, or any other hot potato. When the gloves are off, things get nasty and bloody. That ain't gonna happen here. Yet, this tribal nation is also what makes humans resilient and creative. Our tribes spark innovation through shared knowledge and inspiration. They motivate action and amplify voices. When we tap into our tribe's energy, we push boundaries and redefine what's possible. Just think about protest movements, artistic collaborations, or grassroots communities. At their best, tribes unite diverse voices around a common purpose, changing the world one story at a time. Tribal stories aren't static either, they evolve. Every member adds their thread to the tapestry, shifting narratives, making traditions feel fresh. The tribe's story adapts, absorbs new perspective, and grows stronger. This fluidity keeps tribes alive, relevant, and dynamic. And it also teaches us to listen, not just to identify with our tribe's version of events, but to understand others. True strength lies in the ability to hold multiple stories and opinions at once, finding harmony amid difference. And there's also something fundamentally optimistic and hopeful about tribes. In a world that often feels fragmented and overwhelming, tribes remind us that we're not alone. They give us roots and wings. Roots because they ground us in shared history and values. Wings because they give us the courage to explore new horizons, knowing we have a home to return to. This sense of belonging fuels confidence and creativity. It's like having a safety net woven from trust and understanding. The power of tribes also reaches into the future. As technology continues to reshape how we connect, the essence of tribalism will endure. While the platforms may change, the human need to gather, share stories, form identity, and influence one another remains constant. The challenge is to build tribes that uplift rather than exclude, that foster growth rather than division. Tribes that embrace complexity and diversity, encourage curiosity, and keep the storytelling alive. So when you think about tribes, don't just picture ancient groups or fan clubs. Think bigger. Tribes are where your stories find meaning, where your voice matters, and where you find others who say, yes, I see you, I hear you, you belong. In that space, stories stop being words in the wind. They become the heartbeat of a community, and that heartbeat is what keeps the oldest game in the world alive and thriving.